you, but man, you're pokey. Like, let me telepathically drop it to you. 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, you
No?
can, whatever. You
Go
can.
ahead, go
You
ahead,
can.
go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's fine. So the sucky part was me looking at it. Me looking at it and thinking of probably like the 30 most intelligent humans that I knew who had supernatural abilities that were able to comprehend, you know, dimensional, communication and the highest form, that I had seen. Like they would have seen that and probably did. I don't know that they caught it all because they had their own lives and experiences going on at the same time. But they would have been able to look at it, if I pulled it out again. And really appreciated it and been like, man, she's crazy, like crazy amazing. This is great. Like nobody did
because
this,
you put it
does
all
this,
out there.
has this, or can't. Yeah. But to the average human that doesn't really, that's a little, is archaic the right word?
Nobody was doing anything. They were putting up cat
But I'm
pictures.
saying, yeah, I just don't even think they would understand what they were looking at. It would be like showing hieroglyphics, that were a language to somebody who doesn't even understand what they're looking at. They're like, oh, this one's messed up. Like, actually, no. Like, it's like seeing records on the side of a crystal and like they don't know what it is. Like I just don't, I'm having
I understand.
I'll say for my personal preference, I'm having a hard time bridging the gap. Like when you master communication to such a degree, it's really not hard. It's not hard to come back down, but it's boring. It's boring unless it's a really cute kid. Like if it's a cute, and here's the sad part: the kids are more advanced than the adults. Like you don't even have to dumb it down for the kids.
Of course.
That's the thing. But if it was, from the '80s before things were like this type kids, like that would be a labor of love. Like I would really enjoy simplifying it to explain it to them. But when I'm looking at, pissed off adult or somebody that's just got so much trauma, like I'm trying to love you, but man, you're pokey. Like, and I would rather just communicate without saying words and just drop you a box of information. Well, no, I mean, like let me telepathically drop it to you. Like I don't want to sit there and do this like vintage show, I mean, unless I can be in a cute 50s apron and like really make it a show.
Oh, we will do that.
I might consider it, but I mean that's the thing. It's gotta be like that. Like I don't even know how to look at them and be serious. Like it's just sad. That's all. It's sad. It's like visiting a war zone, and just seeing all of the destruction and devastation like that they put in their movies and things like.
But it's right here in regular life.
Yeah, real time. And you're just like, wow, not only how disgusting, but like how did you let it happen? And I understand from the defenseless like victim and I understand, but the
grown up
the tyranny and the perpetrator, I used to have a lot of compassion and understanding, and like try to counsel those people or give them second chances and stuff, and I'm kind of a little bit past that now. Yeah, I really am. And which leads me to my segue. I was looking at some of this stuff about the millennium, and I thought that was interesting and cool, but like my fellow humans, and not the ones who think they know everything. Like I had questions. I had questions about stuff that was said in there, and so I don't know if you have the answers or not, but that's something I would definitely like to ask. I could give you the questions first, or you could answer them on the fly. Totally up to you, but an example of questions, which you don't have to answer the second, but just so you can contemplate it and make the decision. Let me find one. Was And the nice thing about this is it has like the question and then their answer. And then you could say, well, okay, so that answer's a little bit off. And that's like, woo, who came up with that? you know? I'm reading. Sorry, I should have. I almost underlined
okay,
it,
it's
but
okay.
I was looking at this beautiful, pristine book, and I'm like, oh, really? You're gonna underline it? Yeah, I guess I need to. That's when I pulled out the notebook. But I guess it'll need to be our
Just a sample question, right?
TV show. Well, it is a sample question, but it was a
Particular
real
one.
one. It was
Oh,
yeah, it was a very
okay. Let's find it. Let's
specific
find it.
one.
Let's see it.
Okay, so here it is, I think. It says peace on earth. During the millennium there will be no war. People will live in peace and harmony together. Things that have been used for war will be turned to useful purposes. They shall beat their swords into, and this one I didn't actually read, so for whatever reason it's the one I picked. But
And the plowshares.
it looks like the same subject that I wanted. And their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So, I mean, it's the same subject. It's not the words that I read earlier, but I thought that was cool. I'm trying to find out who. Okay, so this is like during the millennium, Satan will be bound. This means that he will have no power to tempt those who are living at that time. The children shall grow up with no sin unto salvation. Because of the righteousness of the Lord's people, Satan has no power, wherefore he cannot be loosed for the space of many years. For he hath no power over the hearts of people, for they dwell in righteousness, and the Holy One of Israel reigneth. That wasn't it either, but I do remember reading that. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I would go with that for now. Like that, so that peace on earth millennium question, like that I wonder about, like how so my questions would be like, how does that come about, or how is that going to take place, and when does that begin, and at what point, and how, and I, if you can remember, I'm a basic representative of my planet. Like,
well,
I'm
yes.
the, imagine the, the Indians where they push the the main one comes out in the front and then communicates with the other. That's me. I'm the,
Isn't that interesting?
the one they send forward. So yeah, so these are things I would wonder, and I think I can't be the only one. Other people are waiting. I remember a lot of people when we were translating and giving messages to everybody and letting them know kind of what was taking place and what was happening. A huge group of the people were really up to speed, were following. You didn't have to explain a lot. And the main question that I used to get was, I'm waiting for my mission papers, which means one thing in my religion, but they weren't my religion. They were just people of the world, people of planet Earth, who knew they were here to do something. They knew they were here to serve. Most of them loved Jesus. Some people I can't say that I had any pagans or nature people say, like, what's my mission? They might say, what's my purpose, or how do I find joy? But it wouldn't be, what's my mission? But like, I don't want to stereotype, but I will just say like the Eastern people, kind of, more addressed it just specifically as God, Allah. And they seemed to know, they felt like they knew what was going on. They weren't confused. They weren't waiting for a mission paper, but they were kind of waiting for the 3, 2, 1, go. So they were waiting for the go button, and then the other people were waiting for the what do I do? Like, direct me, tell me where to go, tell me what to do. And I was like, okay, I will. So I mean, I literally have tons of people waiting, and I've heard, I don't know firsthand because I haven't, like I said, studied this part of it, but I've heard when I've asked what's supposed to happen at the end when he comes. Go ahead.
No, hold on, just one second. One second.
Sure.